But you gotta get into it. How many y'all ready? Come on. And this is the beginning of the round. Alicia, you good? I'm just going to say what you're all right. Huh? All right. This is important. Something might sound. I hear some sound from somewhere. Yeah, everybody go live.
Oh, yeah.
Can everybody put their phones on mute, please?
Y'all might get some hate calls.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
For me.
Cause we gotta do that with my man.
Come on, y'all ready?
So B coming up next. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's on you.
Yes.
You ready down there?
I'm ready.
All right. We'll start at 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to the Beat 139. I'm Doc.
I'm Don Vito. How y'all feeling? Was good?
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Callie, and we would like.
Actually, my bad. There was a sound that should. Sorry. That's how you put it straight away.
Say it. Say it again.
No.
Say it.
Nah, ain't not.
Oh, yes.
Harold.
Oh, I mean, like when you come in.
Harold.
Oh, yeah.
Harold.
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 Okay.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
I said Harold.
Do a sound check?
1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2.
Okay. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to the Beat 139. I'm Doc.
Don Vito, how y'all feeling? Was good out there?
Welcome, everyone. I'm Callie, and we would like to welcome our second guest of the night, Miss T, best-selling book Harlem Heron, and new release book Snitching. For those who missed Miss T, she did come in February of this year and made a beautiful appearance. So welcome, Miss T.
I'm gonna jump right on this, right? Let me jump right on this real quick, right? Miss T, you got a lot of views.
Okay, first of all,
You know.
let me interject.
Yeah.
Now, y'all remember 106 in Park back in the day?
Yeah.
Bow Wow had all those videos on rotation. He was 106, Mr. 106 in Park. Can I be Miss the Beat 139?
You damn right.
No, let me say something real quick. You need the book. Hold up. You can be the Beat 139, but I love the book, right? I read the book. I read both books, right? But when I'm reading the book, I felt a little way when I'm reading the book and the issue when you touched on the Alpo situation. You said I was on a podcast. Why didn't you say the podcast the Beat 139?
Oh, you're right.
You sort of gave us that plug.
You know what? I can still revise it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
good.
to see. You
I'll
can't
do
come
that.
from my
Gotta say
spot.
Beat
You
139.
can't come
I'll
from
do
my
that.
spot, Miss T, and don't put Beat 139.
Yeah, you just said I'm on the podcast.
I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. But thanks, guys.
But you know what, those, I understand what you're saying, Doc, and you're correct, but at the end of the day, you know, sometimes maybe she thought that she needed our permission to do that.
No, she knows she ain't need no. Stop it. Man. We not see now what you doing there. You making excuses. The first time actually when it start popping, right? Because it's like it's weird. Like I'm gonna get into something real quick. Like this right here is weird. Like it's like we tied together. Like even when I go out of town, people like I saw you, the Vlad, you know, Miss T. It's like we all tied together when Alpo called the station. So when you and Gully did y'all little interview and he said, what you doing? He's like, I was on a podcast. He said, what podcast? So that's why I'm like, oh, I like the, you know, I'm glad that he threw it out there. But that moment, I said, you know, you're in the moment. When I saw the book, I'm like, come on, Miss T, you're an OG. You're an OG. I'm like, I'm saying trying to like intentionally, you know, some people do that.
No, I don't do
Some
that.
people be like, oh, I ain't giving no plugs.
Oh, no, I don't do that. I give it up. Because I'm not blocking my blessings by trying to block somebody else's.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I give it up.
So Miss T, you want to be Miss One, the Beat 139.
Yes.
There. So you know what though? Doc is 100% correct. But at the end of the day, numbers speak for itself.
No, I'm not.
No, man, listen, we're not gonna go back and forth. I said you good. You right. But I'm saying she do have the most numbers. So she do warrant that if we go by numbers.
Nah, we ain't gonna, she get that anyway, but you know, it was a great interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We always welcome her like from the gate with the book. Like I said, I read both books, so I'm just gonna let it marinate before I get into, you know, questions I need to ask about the book. But I like one thing. No, I ain't gonna get to that. I'm waiting later on in the interview because it's something you did was real clever. I said, wow, that was fly what she did in the book. You know, because that was like a clue you dropped. I'm like, oh wow, like the way you freaked that was dope. But I get into that later. But we gonna start how your life changed. Like when you became a household name, you was on this platform in February, and you had got a phone call.
Yes.
What? So take us to that day, to the next day leading up to today. How it been for you in this book right here, the first book, Heroin.
I mean, of course, with the phone call, it kind of blew up everything up because everybody wanted to know why Albert, I call him Albert, well,
They
why
say Alpo, but they know.
yeah,
Yeah.
why Alpo called. So, you know, I got the call from Gully, Vlad had it up, so it just circulated and just went crazy. And it's been good because, you know, the book sales went crazy. So it was a good thing.
But the funny thing about the interview, let's talk about it briefly, is that everybody was saying that wasn't Alpo. You know, and then when they found out it was Alpo, they was shook.
Oh yeah, they took about.
Nobody was shook. We was
like, they
just
scared
like
all
trying
of us.
to see if it was really him. And then by the time we found out it was really him,
Yeah.
he got off the phone.
But not only that, the interview was about Miss T, so we
Exactly.
didn't want to switch. I was aware of, because I know his voice, I heard the voice, I knew right away it was. But I want to shift it back to her, because this was her platform. So I didn't want to overshadow. So you notice after I did, I went right, I don't want to answer, went right to the next question. For you, it's about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could be your moment, you know, because it could easily overshadow, you know, that moment. So can you get into it? We're not gonna interrupt, we're gonna let you rock. No, like how I've been, like, you know, the platforms,
it's
different, you know.
It's been good, and then, you know, you got those who disagree with what he did, but at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me, you know? I mean, I don't let the streets or society dictate what I do, how I move, and who I talk to, you know? He's somebody, we ended up talking after the interview, and, you know, he just gave me his reasons why he did what he did, and at the end of the day, I'm not here to judge nobody. You know, yes, and then you have those who say, T, you grew up a certain type of way, with certain type of people, you know, and I did, but, like he said, Miss T, I did what I did for me, you know, and he's been concerned with me being attached to his name because he know how people act and you know the things that they gonna say. But me, like I said, I don't really let the streets dictate what I do and how I move. You know, I gave him an opportunity and we spoke and, you know, he said what he did. And like he said, I did what I did for me. If it doesn't work for anyone else, that's okay. And you don't have to talk to him, you don't have to like him, you know, you can disassociate yourself with him. And he's cool with that.
I want to ask you a question. I read the book, and you said, I don't understand. And also I follow a lot of your interviews. You said, I don't understand the infatuation with Rich Porter and Wayne Perry. What you mean by that?
Because you have people inserting themselves in those situations who are either not from New York, Harlem, or never even knew these people. But it's such an infatuation with Alpo because of those two people. And my thing is, okay, you watch too much TV because they believe everything that they saw and paid in full for what it was there, but not really knowing what it was on the street.
Then,
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot, but it's not my place to say it or discuss it. If he gets a platform and he says it, you know, that's on him. But, you know, and even with Wayne Perry, again, it's like you never knew this man. You never knew what he was doing. I mean, you heard about it. And let's take Alpo out of the situation. From what we know and what I know and from the people that I spoke to in DC. If you had a man like that who was killing up everything and he went to jail and they was getting a whole lot of money back in DC because my people was out there. If nobody wanted to get him out for $10,000, there's something wrong with that picture. They did not want this person on the street. Again, we're gonna take Alpo out the picture.
So Wayne Perry.
Wayne Perry.
Yeah.
So this man was dangerous. He was killing men, women, and maybe children. Because I know for a fact he said to somebody, "Oh, I just went and killed his family." I'm not gonna say who told me that story. They was right there in front of his face. So family to me mean man, woman, child. I don't know what he did. But you know, this was a person that was dangerous. Am I mad that somebody put him away? No. And it didn't have to be Alpo. It could have been anybody. Like, he was a menace. Plain and simple. But because Alpo did it, it's a big thing.
So, okay, now, with Rich Porter, because I saw you, even in your interview on Miss T Straight Talk, you said, you understand, you were saying something about how your relationship with Rich Porter, because from the outside, I ain't gonna say the outside looking in, because I know what you're doing the platform, so you're doing basically what we doing. But other people, like I'm hearing people be like, I don't think Miss T like Rich Porter. That's what people saying to me.
And that is so false, because me and Rich were cool. I knew Rich through an ex of mine, and they were tight. Like I even said, I think in this book, our son, he was gonna name my son Darnell, and this was before Darnell even got killed. So that's how close him and Rich was. I don't have no problems with Rich Porter. But at the end of the day, I'm not a cheerleader for nobody. And that's what they want me to be. I'm not, like I said, I've never been an easy cheerleader, an Alpo cheerleader, or a Rich Porter cheerleader. He was just another hustler to me, like a lot of other hustlers in the street, and that's just it. And I don't dislike him.
I agree with you with that, because like we came up in Harlem, and it was a lot of people getting money.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people, some people took it as, you didn't, I guess, how you feel about, like I said, these the streets, and a lot of people get killed and different things like that. Like, my take on it, I ain't really had no take on the situation when it unfolded. The only issue, like I said, I don't know why Alpo, whatever his situation with that. The only issue I feel, like me being in the streets, I wouldn't have did it on that time. Because there's plenty of times we in the streets, if we gonna see somebody, and they got their kids with them, we're not gonna do it.
Right.
And I think that Rich Porter was being a family, he the head of the family, the breadwinner, and the family was looking to him to be that person at that particular time with the little boy got snatched. I don't think the timing was right. That's the only input I got on that. Like, far as, I don't have nothing to do with that, because on 39th Street we had our own problems. But I'm just saying, far as that, I just think that's the only thing I was sour about, like the timing of it.
I totally agree.
Because it's not like Rich Porter knew he was gonna do it and they going gun for gun. So when you're not, when you and the person, and y'all at each other, then you have to go when it go. But the simple fact, it didn't happen that way. I think he should have just waited. If it was an issue, whatever that issue was, I think if he waited a month, but that particular time the family mourning and they looking to this man as, everything, the buck stopped on him. So I felt the time, that's the only thing I felt a way about. Like damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Because do it with their kids. My niece, she was 8, and she was right there when her father got killed. And mentally, if fucked up, she had to go see a psychologist. So that's like an unwritten rule. Do it with this kid, give him a pass. You know what I'm saying? You don't want Blaze to do what I think the kid, because bullet could go do it, anyway.
Yeah, but it don't work like that, Doc. I understand what you're saying.
It do work. You can't tell me it don't work like that.
Hear what I'm saying?
You don't tell me it don't work like that.
Hear my opinion.
Nah, because it do work like that.
Sometimes people just don't think they react, is what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying, though?
I never agree with you on that.
All right, you don't have to agree, but this is my opinion, though. You understand? This is my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. All right? What I'm saying is that sometimes people just react and don't think. You saying a logical way where people should think and then react, but some people just react and don't think. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably what happens. Sometimes you just do them. And I understand what you're saying. Like it could have been done a better way, or it could have been a little more reasonable. But in the streets is crazy, and that's what happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff is staged in the movie, but the streets, you never know what's going to happen from day to day.
No,
that's all I'm trying to say.
No, I'm just saying.
It's my opinion.
But okay, now I'm just going by even interviews I heard him say. He's like, yo, when he felt this way, when they took him for the ride, So you can't say, okay, sometimes the streets, it wasn't a spirit of the moment thing. And the thing, like I said, it is unwritten rules in the street. I'm not, only way, like I said, if it's a situation when the dude gunning back at you, sometimes you might have to do
Miss
what
T,
you
how
have
you
to
feel
do.
about it?
Hold up. Sometimes we're gonna have to talk, you're gonna do what you have to do. But if it's a situation, I'm the hunter, dude could get a pass.
All right, I want to know how Miss T
How you feel
Let's
about
sit-
that?
Well,
let's sit-
actually, I have a
Let her
chapter,
talk.
I have a chapter in Harlem Heron called Paid in Full. And I agree with Doc as far as the timing, because I felt that he dealt the family a double blow at that time, and it wasn't the time to do it. I just felt like he picked the wrong opportunity to do it. And that's in this book, and this is way before, you know, me and him ever had a conversation. So that, you know, it could have been done differently. It could have, and that's what I said.
That, actually, you out there in the street, it is a big difference when you got beef with somebody opposed to
And it just
a person
happens.
don't see it coming.
Oh, absolutely.
When a person don't see it coming, you got all the time in the world, to be honest.
Right.
You got that time. Like we out here, you could lay,
Right.
you plan a house money when it's like that. But when it's not like that, when somebody gunning for you, then it's like, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what? It happened. Can't change. It's 30
No,
years
as I said, I don't have
later.
nothing to do with
But
that situation.
I would have
But
to,
that's the only issue.
I have to agree with Vito, because like in that, I wasn't around at that time, but I'm thinking in another person's thoughts, and people's moving off of meanness. People's not really thinking about, is it the right timing for this, or is it this or that. People's really have their own thoughts on why they're doing what they're doing, and have their reasons for what's going on in their mind. So what I'm trying to say is, mentally, people create what they want to create in their own minds.
Right.
So when people feel like it's a time to retaliate or to get somebody, they're going to get them when they feel like it's the time to get them. And when you in that time frame, the best time to get somebody is when they're weak and when they're down, because nobody's going to think of it as nothing. And when you think of things in a criminal mind, you have to think of it in that matter, instead of thinking it more of straight, or this is how it should have went, you know, because how you saying it is like a movie. People are gonna do certain things
But
like
I'm saying
that.
it's
But
not
when
a
people's
movie.
moving
I'm
off
living this, like you said.
mentally,
I live
and people
this.
got criminal mind,
Nah.
people gonna just do what
Nah.
they wanna do off the back
No.
when they feel it's the best time, when
No.
it's easy for them to get
No.
away with it, because that's the whole thing about it. You wanna get away with it.
Right.
So you wanna do things when you think everything is smooth, and you think it's the right time for you to jump in. You know what I'm saying? But I
see
feel
what
what
you're
you're saying, though.
You're
I
saying a
see what
movie.
you're
This is
saying.
not no movie stuff. I'm pretty sure you get 30 street dudes out here, and if it's a big difference when you got a problem in a situation getting tussled than if you just gonna hit somebody. That's like a hitman. The person don't know it's coming. So it's different. So there's not no movie what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is it's a timing, or it's such an urgency. When you wait like that, you is thinking. You know what you're gonna do. A spirit of moment thing, like what you and V talking about, is we get an argument, then not come out. So it's a big difference what I'm saying to what y'all talking about. That's the spirit of moment when you're not thinking. If you got 10 minutes to think, you got enough time to think. So you can't tell me that what y'all telling me.
No, but
All
what
right,
I'm
so here's
saying,
my
but
point.
what
I
I'm
want to
saying,
get
though,
back to this
people
book
not
here,
really
'cause
thinking
the
in
book,
the right
right,
mind
because
at that time.
y'all
when they
going back
trying
and
to-
forth,
No,
right?
but an argument and
Yeah, y'all going back and forth. This is about Miss T. I understand how y'all feel, right? We interview Miss T. I want to hear what Miss T has to say, and we can talk about what y'all got to say a little later on. We had enough of that. Miss T come here with a new book. Miss T got a new book. Hold up, time out. This was her original book. In the interview about Miss T,
We gotta hear
we got
what
other
T got
people
to
to
say.
interview in a few minutes, and we can't take all this time with y'all going back and forth. I know y'all love each other, but do this on another time. So Miss T, what made you come with the new book right here? That's what I want to talk about.
Okay, I never thought about writing a book on snitching, but someone asked me to do it. A real OG, he said, T, it has to be done. And it came because a good friend of his, who he protected in the streets, he was classified as a snitch, but you know, everybody was saying he wasn't. And the OG was cursing everybody out or whatever, and just saying that, no, my man is not like that, because it was something from the 80s, many years ago. But then something happened in 2016, and it came out that he actually put a good dude away. His name is on paper, so it was a fact. And, you know, he said, T, I need you to write a book on snitches. So I started the book on snitches, but then I thought about it, because it's not really, you know, I'm not here to get at snitches, because the government affords the opportunity. I don't care, you could hate snitches, want to kill all of them. If the government continues to afford the opportunity to snitch, to get out of prison, or to escape the death penalty, somebody is always going to take them on that offer. So what, instead of getting at snitches, my idea was, okay, I'll write a book about snitching. The street's a fair game, but the game has never been fair, and that is a fact from the beginning of time. The streets will never be fair. The streets don't love nobody. You get in this game, and it's always, and I don't care how tight your crew is, it's always going to be every man for themselves. So my idea was to put this together, put scenarios together, real scenarios, some that I know for a fact, some that I wouldn't say, that had to do with people close to me. So my idea was, let me show you how it goes. Now, if I'm giving you the blueprint to how stuff really goes down and how things have happened, and in 2019, if you still want to throw bricks at the penitentiary, if you get snitched on, then it's on you, because it's going to happen. I'm sorry, it's going to happen. I don't condone it, because, you know, I get all this craziness on my YouTube page, oh, you're a rat lover and this, that. No, I'm not. I really, today, I don't hustle. My man don't hustle. I really don't give a damn who's snitching out here. I'm not in that. Like, I'm doing something different, and for the most part, for my black men, and there's some of us who done been out here in these streets from the 80s, the 90s, okay, it's 2000. Y'all still out there? Like, you gotta do something different, you know? And like I said, for my sisters, you know, if you got a man out there that's still hustling, because sometimes we see more from the outside looking in, you know, and we could kind of see who our men are around. You know, you kind of, you know, if you got that instinct, you know who's shiesty, who ain't right, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, sit down, talk to your man, whatever coins he done saved up, we're gonna put that and just do something with it, make it work, make that money work, and you know, to make more money. But today, for, you know, some of my dudes to still be in the streets, is just like, I'm just, I don't know.
Me personally, I think it's brilliant that, I always say this, to have a book right to the point and short like this, you get, a lot of people will read it. A lot of people spend money on it. When people have like 300-page books, it's cool, but the reader's gonna do that.
Right.
But you could get the non-readers too. I think this is brilliant. You went right to the point. I like how you broke it down in chapters. I just, what was in your mind frame when you formatted like this? I like the format, how you did it.
Okay. As far as the subjects, just kind of like I even went back to Nicky Barnes and how he, you know, I thought he was just like, he just went full force with it. He did not care. They pissed him off, and whatever happened, he did what he did. And I just wanted to break it down. So, like you said, I wanted it to be short and sweet and to the point, and just give scenarios of how things really happen out here. And then I spoke to a few people. You know, I put their stuff in, you know,
the indictment.
Yeah, right. The paperwork of the gentleman that I was talking about. I crossed his name out. You know, those who know.
Yeah.
But I didn't
but
do
that
it.
clue was, I like that.
We got a caller, champ. We got a caller.
Oh, we have a caller here with Miss T.
Yeah, how you doing, Miss T? I just wanted to ask. I know you said you don't really care about what's going on in the streets because you're not hustling no more, but what's your take on people snitching, coming back to the streets, and getting welcomed with open arms?
Again, I mean, listen, these people left here with people from, when these people left, they had friends on the streets before they left here. And whoever that person was, these people still love that person. Now, and they were friends before these people left. So it's like, okay, some people are welcoming them and some aren't. You know, it's not, honestly, I mean, I don't really have an opinion because I say it over and over again and people get mad, but I really don't care. I feel like, okay, if you don't like what this person did, you don't have to deal with them, disassociate yourself from these people. You know, people, you know, and I have to go back to Albert. Alpo.
Can you say, yeah, because the
I have to
callers.
go back to Albert. Some people are so invested in this man, it's ridiculous. And y'all have no idea, because if somebody really come to this man, his check gonna be crazy because of how big y'all made him. And I'm gonna say what he told me. He said, T, the streets made Alpo.
Yeah.
I'm the same person I was who liked to play and have fun and act a fool, but the streets made Alpo who he is today. You know? So, you know, the way people talk about him and all over YouTube, and he's probably the only non-celebrity with
big.
millions of views.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's insane.
You say his name, you're gonna get the views. I wanna get into that now that you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Cole, you had another question?
So, you know,
That was it, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you,
I
caller.
don't have an opinion about
But I see you as instrumental because when I'm piggyback what you just said about people making YouTube videos. So I'm pretty sure we all know King Erna.
Mhm.
King Erna came on the show once upon a time. You know, he couldn't make it, but you was the middle person in between that phone call with him and Alpo. You have a relationship with King Erna? Y'all cool?
Well, we spoke. We don't have no problem. Of course, he did a crazy video about me.
He snatched your honor,
Yeah.
and I think he gave it
And
back.
then he gave it back.
Yeah.
You know, he apologized. We had a long conversation on the phone.
Which is ridiculous, this snatching arm thing, this is just ridiculous.
He doesn't even have the ability
It's
to
just
snatch arms.
ridiculous
It's just
to me.
something that he does and says, and people, you know, go with it. Yes, I did make the phone call. He called me, and then I spoke to Alpo. And Alpo said, call him back, T. I did not want to do that.
Oh, okay.
I did not, but the person, see, you have to know him to understand the type of person he is.
Mhm.
And he wasn't calling to beg about anything, you know. He said, T, I just want to, he likes to talk to people and let people understand his situation. Now, if they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. And he's cool with that. But he said, T, I want you to call him back. So I made the three-way call, you know. I kind of regretted it because I didn't know he was taping it and was going to use it to do, you know, what he did, you know. But,
Can I stop 1 second? Since you the queen of the Beat 139, can you get into like how it orchestrated? No, I'm saying she's a queen, so somebody else gonna interview her and ask her that, so why not us?
Now, I just said a minute ago she couldn't bid, now she can bid.
I never said she couldn't be it.
I mean, we can argue about it.
I never said that. I said I had you say something before we do that.
Good,
Pay
good.
attention. But like the detail, you said how it went, like, can you like?
Me and him was on the phone
You and King
first.
Erna?
Yes, and we was having a conversation, I think, about snitching.
Okay.
Because I had to let him know, you know, people don't understand the laws and how snitching goes. Snitches is all over the place. We eat with them every day. We dapping them up in the lounges. They everywhere. Let's be clear about it. All right, he is not the first, and he won't be the last to do it. Okay, so me and him was already on the phone having a conversation. There are all kind of agreements. First of all, you got the back of the police car snitch. You get to the precinct and you snitching. There are agreements that are signed.
You got the 8 people who's getting 8 months snitches.
Right, you know, you have to wonder why somebody kills 20 people. They may have done 40 years, but they should have did life or got the death penalty. Even though they did 40 years, do not think they did that time standing up. So me and him was having a conversation.
Okay.
I said, it's something called a proffer agreement. In a proffer agreement, you have to tell everything. If they catch you lying, they're gonna rip that up and you go into jail, you get a death penalty. So in a
Right,
proffer
even on
agreement,
yourself, right?
and especially if you in an organization, in a proffer agreement, you have to tell everything. That's snitching too. I don't care how much of a gangster you are. If you signed that proffer agreement and you was in some type of organized crime, you told something. So that's a snitch too. Just because, you know, people get this idea of, oh, he did 50 years standing up. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. So me and him had a conversation. He said, you know what, Miss T, you are absolutely right. Now, this was before Alpo asked me to call him. So me and him had an understanding of this whole snitching thing, you know, because if you're going to get on YouTube and tell it, then tell it right. You know, people are telling every day. I know for a fact there are guys who call. I got friends in the precinct, 79th in Brooklyn, 32nd in Harlem. They have people that literally call them up and tell them what's going on, like they've been, like they grew up together. This is what's going on. That's why I say, listen, get out the street. Snitching is never gonna stop, and I really don't give a damn about it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm telling you, listen, if it happens to you, it's on you. But it would be nice if my black brothers could just get out the street. If you could hustle and run a organization or empire for like the past 10 years, you mean to tell me you can't run a legitimate business?
I agree.
Get the hell up out of here.
Let me ask you a question.
So whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens to you happens.
So she's going to the,
and that's just what
and
it
then
is.
the call said, so you got the phone King on it, then you talked to Alpo.
Right, then I told Al that I spoke to him, and he said, oh, T, call him right back, please. I said, you sure? He said, yeah. Because again, he's the type of person, you know what I'm saying? He's cool, you know what I'm saying? But he's just the type of person that I just want people to hear me out and understand me. If they don't like me, I'm cool with it. But I just want them to understand
No, it's
me.
two sides pretty much.
You know,
Right.
yeah, he said, I want to understand. And one thing he don't, and you know, people can get mad. What I respect is that he walking his truth every day.
Mm-hmm.
He wears that snitch hat. He said, T, if they want me to wear the snitch hat, I'm going to wear it. And he does. Because that's something he did.
Yeah.
As opposed to the snitches that we hang with or that we eat with and talk to every day. They will never tell you what they've done. You know, he walks in his truth. He know what he did. You know, he was going to be chopped up in the streets for, you know
And
what I'm
he served
saying?
his time. So.
Right. And he did, people don't even realize the man did 23, 24 years.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
that's a lot of time.
Yes. But you know, again, he walks in his truth. He doesn't hide behind it. You know, but other people, you know, they will never admit to doing what he did.
So you called King on the back, you said you regret calling him.
Yeah, only because he put it on YouTube and he made it seem like Albert was begging, and that wasn't the case, because when the phone call started, he said, let me tell you something, I don't give up about nobody. Because he had just lost his mom and his sister. So, you know, he was at a place like, listen, I'm tired of playing with people. You're not going to keep on disrespecting me. He's not out here, not on that old stuff that people think he was on. He ain't out here trying to kill nobody. Like he said, I just want to live my life and do me. That's it.
So
we made the call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Made the call. They talked. Erna agreed to meet. He said, listen. And I gave him my word, because I ain't with the setup shit. I don't do that. Now, don't get me wrong, if somebody gets something that they hand call for, because that's how I grew up. But if I'm organizing something, I'm not going to be with the setup thing, because I'm not with that no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, all this killing each other, I'm not with that. So he said, listen, and I convinced, I said, listen, this is going to be smooth. Y'all going to sit down and have a conversation. And he said, okay, so that's why he told him on the phone, he said, listen, Miss T is with this. He said, I'm never going to cross her.
Yeah, he said, I heard.
He said, I'll meet you anywhere you want to meet.
Yeah.
I want you to be comfortable. And that's what it was about. Him being comfortable. We sit down, we talk like men. You get an understanding of who I am. I get an understanding of who you are. If we walk away still not liking each other, but respecting each other, I'm cool with that.
So his main thing was for King Earn to stop doing videos.
Right. It's like, I want to understand why you're doing it.
I heard him say, stop with the videos.
Right, he said you're doing too much.
So what did we miss from that conversation? Because I also did my research on it as well, and it clearly says, you know, what he said. So I mean, you know, he's not begging, because he's very specific in his words on what he's saying to King Ernie. But as far as King Ernie trying to turn everything around, you know, as you know, like, oh, he's begging me and this. I mean, he can't say that, because everything was very specific and very detailed with the conversation. But my question is, see, what did we miss? What did he take out from the clips that was posted on the internet?
It wasn't really much. It was just really based on, listen, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have an understanding. You know, he's told him that he lost his mother and sister. It wasn't really.
So that was basically the conversation.
Right.
It
wasn't
it
long
wasn't
at
nothing
all.
more.
Yeah,
to that.
nothing crazy.
Okay.
But me personally, I watched it too. I don't think King Hunter, I don't know, right? I watch a lot of stuff. He goes after people. He assassinates people's characters, what have you. That's him. But my thing is that if you look on the commercial side too, King Hunter's chasing views. So when Alpo responded to King Hunter, see, if Alpo would have never responded to King Hunter could have much to talk about, and the story would have stopped. So being that Alpo responded, he rode the wave a little longer for views.
And used it to his advantage.
Because King Erna is very popular on YouTube. And a dude like Alpo, like you said, you know, he gets views like he's a big time celebrity in society. He gets a million views. So if you got Alpo responding, why not I keep egging them on, making them mad? Because people gonna watch that my views go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a flip side.
And that's why I was reluctant to make the call, but you know, Al said, please T, I just want to talk to him, you know. And I'm gonna be honest, and I think I said it, somebody is always sending this guy photos. They call him up, because he even told me himself that he speaks to a particular person's family member all the time.
King Arthur tell you that?
Oh yeah. So I'm like, what he's doing is, he's actually being used. But then again, putting Alpo name in that bar is going to get him views.
Right.
But I think he's being used by the people here in Harlem, some people in particular, I'm not going to say their name.
Y'all know who doing it?
Absolutely. I'm not going to say their names, but they're mad at him. Okay. But if you're not man or woman enough to say something to him, you feeding King Erna all this stuff and talking to him every day, you know, and that's where it's coming from, you know, and that's what it's about. He talks to these people all the time because that's what he told me. And it's just crazy, but.
So you spoke to him after that and you felt betrayed that he recorded it?
Yeah, he said, Miss T, I was just venting. I said, yeah, but you could have put me in the situation because my daughter's father called me. Like, yo, what's going on? You know, I heard your name, boom, boom, boom. And even Al said it's messed up that he did that because anybody who don't like that man, you know, because you got people, they ain't gonna run up on him, but just because of him, they'll run up on me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he could have put you in a certain situation, you know, could have put you, you know, got you, you know, hemmed up. So that's why Al was like, yo, that just wasn't cool, you know. But, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So what makes this book, let's go back to the book, we can go back to the story, but what makes it interesting enough to purchase?
Because like I said, I got Al in here, and then I'm unbiased. So, you know, I got interview, well, it wasn't really an interview, somebody sent me something and I copied and pasted exactly how he sent me. He have an issue with Poe, he said I'll deal with Kev Childs, you know, but, you know, so I wanted it to be different sides.
What's the issue with Kev? It's in the book.
Yeah, it's in the book. But you know, people have their issues with him too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's in the book, so we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's in the book. I guess the way he dealt with a situation in the past, I really don't want to speak about his situation, but right. So, you know, because people feel like, you know, somebody go after a family member, then you're supposed to do what you got to do. And there were opportunities, and I just was told that he didn't take people up on those opportunities.
So I see you got the other, what's the young,
Takashi.
Yeah, from Brooklyn, yeah.
You know why I put him in here again? Because he's in a situation now. I never looked at this kid as a gangster. I looked at him as a gimmick. That whole thing he was doing is a gimmick. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, the story is, and he heard, you know, they take the conversation of his own crew saying we about to do him dirty. Now this is the same crew who had supposedly snatched him up, beat him up, put him in the trunk, robbed him, and been robbing him. Now he's testifying. Now my thing is, okay, y'all was on tape so much y'all gonna do him dirty. What that means, I don't know if y'all was gonna kill him or rob him or do something else to him. All right, now he about to do y'all dirty.
But let me tell you something.
That's just my opinion.
Let me tell you
I don't
something.
look at him as a gangster. I don't expect for him to do the time and run into him in the feds and kill everybody. Cause he's not a killer. I don't look at this kid. He's a kid to me. And I think again, he was just in a gang. That's why people join gangs for other protection. I know real gangsters. I was with one. And he's a one-man army. He don't need nobody with him. If you want to be tough, then you should be able to be that way without surrounding yourselves. I don't understand this gang stuff. I really don't. Because if you're not hard without the gang, then you just need to go and find another occupation or something like that. But I put him in there specifically because of his situation. And do I think he's wrong for what he's doing? No, because they was about to do him dirty, whatever that meant. So now he about to do y'all dirty. Now, people might not agree.
I don't,
You might not agree,
I
but that's
I
just
don't
my
agree with that, but
opinion.
that's your opinion, which
That's
is
my
respectful.
opinion.
I don't agree.
He can't kill him.
Because he
I mean-
ran out here and he wore that tag. He wore
Right.
that tag, he said he
But do you
blood.
believe everybody
He
that
not-
say they
no,
tough is tough?
No, not saying that, but he got blooded in.
Right.
He wasn't blood before.
Right.
You're right. Everything was a gimmick with him.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, it's not a game.
Right.
You 100% right about that.
Right.
It was a gimmick. They reshaped him to how to be like this,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess from the act to be trolled.
Mhm.
But the minute he did do that,
Right.
and the minute he was sending niggas to put in work and stuff like that, he got that's what comes with it.
And listen, I even
That
said that,
comes
you
with it,
know,
so he
he got
can't-
what he deserves
He
because
can't.
when you
He
portray
can't.
something.
If somebody going, he had to see what he's seeing.
Right.
He can't look at it like, oh, they's gonna kill me, so I'm gonna tell him. Nah, I think tell us that's not an option once you do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But
You
I-
got to get what's coming to you.
Mhm.
So now, like even what you said, like you said Alpo hold that. That's respectful. So now, like Kasashi,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, Takashi. Now he can't sit there. He got to admit that. Like, all right, this is what it
Listen,
is.
and I
So
respect your
that's the
opinion.
thing.
Right.
So like you said, that's the whole thing I'm saying.
Right.
You know, he can't wiggle out and say, oh no, they're just gonna do this to me.
Right.
No, just wear it.
Right.
Just hold it and say, hey, I am that. You know what I'm saying? I did that, whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he can't wiggle out and say, oh, they're gonna
Right.
do me dirty.
Right. I mean, that's just my thoughts on him.
No,
in his whole
everybody got their own
situation.
opinion,
Yeah.
but you know, but he went and got blood in, and he doing shit, and he was like sending people to do stuff, so he was active.
Right.
So, Miss T, what is your expectations of this book right here?
To provoke thought, use it as a learning tool. Anything that I put in there, like I said, is not to be used to hurt or harm anyone, even that paperwork. You know, the paperwork is just to show exactly what, under oath, the detective said that this person said to
We
me.
got a caller, T.
Caller?
Inquiring minds want to know what's going on with Miss T.
Hello, caller?
The show still going on?
Absolutely. What's up, champ? Talk us.
Miss T.
So tell Miss T that her baby father Eddie say what's up.
Hi, Adrian.
Man.
Who that?
All the way from
This Miss T, what you
Barbados.
mean with that?
That's my baby daddy. What's up, Ace?
Huh?
What's up?
And I just seen a joint coming that she was on BET.
B139. B139.
What's up, champ? Talk to us.
Well, for anybody who don't know my baby daddy, that's Ace. He was Fritz' partner, right hand man. So that's who Ace is.
He hung up?
Yeah.
You probably-
Go ahead.
So, Ms. T, question about this book here, Snitching.
Mhm.
Is this more, is this based off opinions or facts and opinions or just?
No, it's some true stories in there. It's definitely some true stories in there. Like I have a story in there about somebody got arrested for credit cards, right? In early 2000. And then they told the detective, now credit card, I don't know how long you go to jail for credit cards. And I guess it depends on how many,
What you
break
did.
fraud.
White
Yeah.
collar crime, you don't get
Right.
that much. 3,
Yeah,
4.
I mean, yeah,
max.
right. So the person goes, well, I know about a murder from 92. So somebody gets arrested for credit, and this is a true story, gets arrested for credit cards. And you ready to put somebody away for 25 to life
Yeah.
for a body because you don't want to do, maybe, it could be even 6 months for credit card. So that story is in it and it's real. So, you know, I have stories like that in there just to show what's going on out here.
So like inserts of different situations with different people.
Different,
Right.
different,
Okay.
situations, different stories that really happen.
Mhm.
And it's just, like I said, it's to provoke thought, especially for my guys that's still in the street. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, when is the time to get out?
Mhm.
When is the time to get out? Especially, and I'm only talking to those of us who've been out there
Right.
since the 80s, may have did a bit in between that. Okay, you had a nice little run. If it ain't working for you and the money is not coming in, then you gotta find something different.
Mhm.
Because that is inevitable. It will happen. Because it's happening so much. And we don't even know. Like I say in there, you know, you have a guy, he hustling, he do everything right, and he's wondering, when the hell did I slip up? And he's thinking and thinking and thinking. He didn't slip up. Somebody told.
Right.
You don't know who, when, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know. You can't, trust nobody. So it's like I said, it's to provoke thought. They
So
look at it for
basically-
what it is, learn from it. If they can get out the street, it would be a good thing.
So basically, what I see in the 2 books I read,
Mhm.
I basically see Miss T as having a message of get out the streets, do something else. That's your message. That's your.
That's what both books is.
That's what I
really
said. I
about.
read
Yeah.
both books, the good
Yeah.
books, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Like this game not fair, which you broke down to them,
Mhm.
and this is the things that happen.
Right.
And to add on what Doc told about, sometimes I go against him, because I don't even want to hear that. But right now I'm riding with him because he's telling the truth. You have a message here. Because that show was real. If I don't like what he's saying, I'm going to tell him. If he don't like he's going to tell me. And same thing with Cali. That's why we keep it 100 on the B139. What I'm saying is that your books are, to me, is like a message. Like Doc is saying that the streets ain't what they used to be. And these are the things that's going on in society. And if you ain't trying to be about that life, and you don't want to be introduced to this stuff, because it is real and it's going on, go get you a damn job or go to school, live correct. You know what I'm saying? And try to establish a future that's positive and that's real, because this right here is a whole nother world.
Right.
And if you ain't built like that, don't get in this lane.
And for those of us who've been out here for the past 20-something years, the risk is not worth the reward like it was back then. So it's like what you're doing.
Correct.
For.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
And you're getting more time today. Thank God for the new drug laws that just came out, because a lot of people coming home.
Yeah.
But, it's so many ways that we can, as black people, because I love my black people, sometimes, I see certain things and it just makes me cringe, but it's so many ways to make money out here.
So many ways.
Other than selling drugs.
So many ways. And there's so much information to get a job or to get education. I mean, damn, you get a question or thought in your mind, you know what I'm saying, Bunny? And you Google this shit. You know how many exams I passed because of Google on the road? let me say something real quick. Real, I want to keep a little spicy, right? I took a couple of exams, I'm gonna keep it real, right? And I got caught on the question. So when the proctor wasn't looking, I got the little cell phone, I Googled. Oh, bam! I passed the test. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many ways to get education. Now you got scientific calculators, right? When I was a little kid, you had to do everything on paper, and then you had to turn in the scrap sheet. You had to work it out. Now you can be boom, 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 here's the answer. God, it's easy for these kids nowadays than when I grew up. So come on, you can get on the right track. A lot of people got frustrated back in the day because things were harder. But right now, come on, man.
I think
Let's keep giving you some real good knowledge.
I think everyone, even women who have a teenage son, see, people try to shy away from this. I think you should get this book and to show them, and also interviews, the little documentaries, also the listen to podcasts. When you see your kids going slipping a little, when they're 13, 14, you get them a book like this. No, I'm just saying. I think it's real, because I
So
would
they
do it to
can
my
read
son,
different
so they
scenarios
can
and
read
stay
it, and then
out of
it's a
it.
short. Well, that's why I said the difference between her and a lot of these books. This is short reads, so the kid will mind read. I could give to my 9-year-old son, and he could read this because he won't get bored. So that's why I said I think it was genius on her part of doing it like this, because some people don't have time. Like he read the book. He said read it in 2 hours, right? You can't get it to me. It's good like that. When somebody doing a lunch break and be halfway through their book, and maybe it depends how fast a reader is, they might be finished. So I think that everyone should get this book, especially if you see your son out there in the streets, or your daughter who dating a street guy. Because, like you said, you dated street guys, and now you're up there in age, you probably will not date a street guy no more. If you find out a guy he into criminal activities, you ain't gonna want to deal with that because you dealt with that already. So also, like I said, with a daughter, this for sons and daughters. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, no, I agree, because a lady DM'd me last week. She has a 14-year-old. She has 3 sons. The other two are grown, but she has a 14-year-old. His father was killed when he was 2. She said, Miss T, I read your books. She said, I'm talking to my son. She said he's very good in basketball, but I'm talking to him about the street life. And she was like, I just appreciate how, what people, they appreciate how transparent I was. Because like I said, you got the good, the bad, and the ugly in here. And I told everything, so they appreciate the transparency.
They've been talking, what you got right here is like God said, it's a masterpiece. And a lot of people shy away from it because they don't want to talk. They don't want to be involved with anything talking about snitching. Whether you snitched or not, you don't want to talk about snitching. It's nasty, But back in the days when I was a little kid, you know what they told me? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Straight up. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. I mean, if you get caught, hold that down.
Right.
Don't bring the next man down because you got caught.
Right.
Do what you got to do, and that's it. You don't bring the next man down. And like Miss T said, there's a lot of people out here, we call them hot. All right? There's a lot of dudes out here, and a lot of females too. They just dudes that's hot. And people, salute them and hug them every day. But if you ain't about that life, get yourself together, get an education, and try to live right. We got another caller.
From Connecticut, what's the deal?
Caller.
Hi.
Hi.
I just have a question. Oh, sorry. I just have a question. I just wanted to know, I paid attention to your YouTube page, Miss T, and I just wanted to ask, I recall you saying that Alpo, we were going to be hearing from him soon, and I just wanted to know when and, what that we don't know possibly. If you could tell us.
I don't know too much, but he's been working on some things from what I was told. But to be honest with you, I don't really have too much information about what he is doing. But he's definitely eager to tell his part and, just give his opinion on some things that's being said about him. But yeah.
Anything else, caller?
Call anything else?
Oh, no, that's it. Thanks.
Subscribe to the Beat 139.
I am. Thank you.
YouTube. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Miss T.
So, okay, so what's next for Miss T? What's going on? So you got Harlem Heroin, you got Snitching, you got like any documentaries, any web series, any movies. I know you got something going on. Oh, callers, here they come. Now they coming up.
Hello, caller.
What we got?
Hey, I wanted to say what's up, Miss T. Good to see you on the Beat 139.
Hi. Thanks for calling.
Before you go into thank you. Before you go into what's next, I wanted to know what were your thoughts on the I saw the Info Minds documentary that they did on your book on YouTube.
Yes.
It was very good. I loved it. I wanted to know your thoughts on that, and I also wanted to know what are your thoughts on like the whole Central Park 5 and that documentary that they had on Netflix called When You See Us.
Right. Well, I do want to say shout out to Info Minds. My documentary is headed towards 1 million views, so I'm like so excited about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's big. That ain't light. That ain't light. Nice little check from YouTube,
He did an awesome job. And follow InfoMindsTV.com. He is dope. And I am so happy that finally the Central Park 5 is getting justice. People are able to really hear their story. And they, getting their just due. And people understanding what really happened. And it goes, that's another thought-provoking, situation because, again, you got kids out here, our young black sons, out here in these streets, and it's so easy for them to get into something that's so hard to get out. I'm glad to see that all those guys are still here. Ava DuVernay did an excellent job. And I'm just really happy for them, to be honest with you. I'm very, very happy for them, and I wish them lots and, more success. Yeah.
Okay. And what they did, what the police made them do, and you have a book on snitching, can you, that's not snitching, but it's kind of like them talking made them end up in a way worse situation than they would have ended up in if they didn't say anything. One of the hosts, Doc, was saying that's why it's good for kids to read the book, and I'm wondering if kids do read that book, will they learn anything like what the Central Park Five should have learned when they about not talking to police and waiting to ask for a lawyer and stuff like that, so you don't get in more trouble.
Well, in their defense, they were kids, so they didn't know any better. And then again, as we all saw, they were coerced. They were told to say, well, say you did this and then you'll go home. You know, they didn't know any better. So, you know, definitely it wasn't their fault. You know, even their parents thought that they were telling their children the right thing to do. You know, you see one guy, he hasn't spoken to his father since, which is a sad situation because his father said, just tell, or just say what they want you to say. And again, they weren't snitching, they were basically telling on themselves and saying that they did something that they didn't even do just to go home. So, you know, at the end of the day, it will be, and this is another thing I have a problem, I don't understand how officers, I don't know, do they get immunity for doing these things? Like, if you have prosecutors that hide evidence and then 10 years later, someone's in jail, they find out the prosecutor has hidden this evidence, like, there's no recourse for that, like, I don't understand that.
Nah.
It's terrible.
That's called the blue collar law. Like, police, military, it's a code. No matter what happened, they ride or die. They get
immunity.
They get immunity. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The police and the military, it might be other organizations, they go into the end. Just like, let me give you, for instance, just happened. With the Sean Bell thing, where they found him guilty, and you know, what's the name, de Blasio, and the police commissioner, you know, they fired the cop and all that.
Right.
They had somebody, other prosecuting team, they was like, yo, that de Blasio and the commissioner gonna lose, the cop, they gonna lose the city. God damn, the nigga was on the video. What do you mean they gonna lose the city? Right. They did the right thing. Right. But these guys that said that, they got that blue collar thing in their head. That no matter what a cop do, or no matter what they do in the military, they still ain't do it. No matter what they did. On video, or on whatever. And that's the same situation.
Right, but I give it up to Eric Garner's mother because she's been pushing from the beginning and she's not gonna stop. I give, oh man, my hands are up to her because it's like she wants to.
Video don't lie. Video is video. Yeah.
It don't lie, but they've been getting away with it on video.
Now they just running the blue collar thing. They trying to say, you know, you see it happen, but you know what? We cops, so we get away with it because we cops. Yeah. Come on, not at all.
So you, before the call, you was saying what was next for you?
I have a non-fiction. A fiction book coming out, but I do have something that I'm working with. I'm working with the guy E. Rivera. We're going to be producers on the Boy George story. So, and that's going to be on TV.
Who's Boy George?
Boy George Rivera. He is a Spanish guy from the Bronx who he was 21. And at that time, he was the youngest guy to be charged with the RICO law, and he's doing life for drugs. But he has some people working on that.
That's
and
big.
I hope he gets out because I don't think nobody should be doing life for drugs when you have murderers getting released every day. Our justice system sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It makes no sense. He was 21. He's been in 30 years now.
He got no bodies or nothing. He's just getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
And Boy George was flashy.
He got life for a lifestyle.
That's crazy, for a lifestyle.
He got life for a lifestyle, so we'll be working on that. And if anybody know E. Rivera, he does like all the Cardi B, Chris Brown. Yeah.
So give everybody your links, right, for your book, for whatever you got coming on, because, you know, we don't have too many second time people come on the show, you know, and Ms. T, second time coming on the show, but you bringing something different to the table. Also, you know, we're gonna bring it back to what you said you want to be the B139. What?
Mrs. the Beat 139.
How you feel about that, Doc?
130.
Doc felt a certain type of way earlier.
No, see, you don't listen.
No, I said, how you feel? I said, how you feel about it now? How you feel about it right now?
I said
I'm asking
before
you,
we
man.
go any further, she had to clear some things
So
up.
did you clear it up?
That's all
I want y'all to clear the air, man.
It don't see.
Huh?
It's not no problem.
I ain't say it was
She
a problem.
said
Clearing
she-
the air
she
could just be
said
getting
she's
to
sorry. She
understand.
said she
Doesn't
understood.
always have to be a problem, but,
Right.
so,
Yeah.
you still want that,
Oh yeah, nah, give me that crown.
Oh, we got
135,000
another
views.
we,
Hello? No, she calls you queen.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
That voice sounded
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
deep. What's up?
That's Atlanta, Georgia.
What up, champ? Everything sweet. Yo, I want to talk to Ms. T. I'm asking a question. You should know about Nappy Red.
Yes, I knew Nappy Red and his brother and his sister. Yeah. I don't speak on people, certain people or write about them because it's not my place to do so. You know, everybody that I wrote about in my book, I got their blessings and their permission. So I just don't jump out the window.
Right.
But yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to see. All right,
Do
thank
we
you.
have another caller from
All right.
Jersey?
Caller.
phone lines is popping tonight.
From Jersey?
What's up, Jersey?
Hi, this is Cheryl calling from Jersey. Hi, Miss T.
Hi, Cheryl.
How are you?
I'm good.
Listen, guys, y'all, whatever title she wants, y'all gotta give it to her.
Hey, I'm trying to give it to my partner over here, a little stubborn, you know?
Y'all gotta give it to her. She's such a great person. I'm so happy for you with your new book. When you get a chance, you gotta come out to Jersey and stop by the book club again. We love you, we miss you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
But I'm gonna flip on Miss T right now. Okay, another caller?
She had the title, but you know we gotta clear things up. Cause like I said, we hand in hand. We went and
You don't need to clear nothing up. She didn't know that. And when she comes back again, you have whatever she wants to drink there, some flowers and all that.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Hold on, so she writing a book and just say a podcast, she can't say the Beat 139?
I'm gonna do a revision.
So she ain't had to clear that up? We worked hard for this.
I'm like,
We got back, say when she got backlash, we had to come back on and answer some questions to show why we're scared. So if we got backlash and we was in this together, you know what I'm saying? All I said to Miss T.
Doc, you right.
Yo.
You right.
Mom,
He right.
All right,
That was good money.
I did that to you.
That was good money. Doc is correct. But let me say something. Thanks for calling,
Thanks,
caller.
Thank you, caller.
Let me say something real quick, right? So if you're gonna be the queen, right? Now your book and you yourself went viral on the Beat 139. So even though dudes stole our views and all that, we're gonna talk about some dudes like Vlad and all them and all that got our views and all that. Look here, the Beat 139 was behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So we still got marketing and promo behind it.
Absolutely.
And I respect that, you know? But at the end of the day, you gotta say the Beat 139. Not the Beat 139. Like some people be saying, the Beat 139, because we hard, right? So, can you tell everybody what podcast show you on, Miss T?
The Beat 139.
Okay, there it is. There it is.
Don't forget to get the book.
Yeah, get the book.
Follow me on Instagram.
Miss T has got it going on, believe me.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Support
Straight
this
Talk
lady
with
right
Miss
here.
T.
She the truth.
Yeah.
And
We
next
love
one,
this
we running late, so please, people say we got another interview. We got Soul B with his wife. They got an excellent show coming on, so stay tuned. We be
And
back.
you know the Beat 139, when we bring them on, we bring it on. So come on back.
So
We got
stay tuned.
another hot interview coming up right now, the Beat 139. Yeah, that's right. Post interview and pictures.
She got more people calling.
Yeah.